Guys, I just got a notification that there's a parcel waiting for me at the post office. We have to go.
I'm an expert at overthinking things that I shouldn't.
Got a parcel. Yeah, but it's a big box or two. I thought they would deliver it to Care Freight because it was bigger.
Leaving, but I want to stay here. Can we just stay here?
I was so excited to unpack and see these books. I filmed the process for Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. You can see my live reaction here, but it just feels so cool to finally have them in my hands. And tomorrow I'm gonna shoot some footage for you guys and the original paintings here, but I am about to post the video on Instagram and maybe Facebook too, but in order for you guys to actually go and find this book, I need to make sure that the link is in my bio. The book is active on my site now, but I need to go and make sure there is a link in my bio so you guys can go and find and purchase the book. So thank you so much to BioSites for sponsoring this video. We're gonna go and hop on over there and add this book as a link so you guys can find it. BioSites is a customizable link in bio platform where you can add all your social media links, all your website links, photos, tip jars, and so much more, making it really easy for your audience and community to find exactly what they are looking for. And you can do all of this from the comfort of your phone, your iPad, or even your computer. Today, I'm going to be creating a direct link to my children's book, and by doing so, I'm eliminating the time that people would go to my shop or my website and start searching for that product, hence allowing me to potentially make more sales of my book. Another thing that I have on my bio site is a little tip jar which is connected to either my PayPal or my Stripe. So if you guys want to directly support the fruition of my children's book, you can do so on there. They have various creative templates to choose from very simple to creative to modern. So it takes no time at all to set up your own custom link in bio. I think it took me around 10 minutes to create my very own at the beginning. If you guys would like to create your own custom link in bio with BioSites, you can do for free today by clicking the link in my description. Now, before we get into the publishing process and how I market my children's book and sell my very first copies, including how I send them out, we're going to quickly talk about how I even got this book deal and what the illustration process looks like, including maybe contracts, payments, and rates. So let's dive into that. Now, unlike the tens of people that had reached out to me over Instagram after finding my work online, Emily actually found me. And guys, I didn't even know my account existed. I randomly created a portfolio one day and uploaded a few of my very early illustrations, and that's how Emily found me. And through there she reached out to me over on email and we started to talk business. But really, why did she choose my illustrations and why did she think I was good enough to illustrate her book, being the very first book I would ever illustrate? I think having a art portfolio and an art style is extremely important if you want to land deals, because you show your client that you can illustrate in the exact same art style on every single page of the book, and that delivery and consistency is something that they want. She could see that I had a very strong art style and a very strong portfolio that I could deliver to what she was looking for. So let's jump into a little bit how we talked contracts, rates, and payments, because that's some juicy details. Now, I was so excited to land this book project that I didn't really care about what my rates were as long as they were going to pay for my materials and a little bit of my time. Really, I was ready to illustrate this book. I think it was also a really excellent book for me to illustrate as my very first one, because there were no characters or there were no repeating characters. Every single page had a different animal, so there was nothing that I had to repeat, so the difficulty level was a lot lower than a characterization children's book. So I also do not earn any royalties, so I got an upfront payment, 25% when we signed the contract, another 25% when I finished the final drafts, and 50% on the delivery of the final artwork. Now, before I even get started with sketching and illustrating, your writer, in my case Emily, usually sends through a little document that has her inspiration photos, her script, and any dot points of things that she wants in the illustrations. Now, writers or publishers can either be really picky or they can give you a lot of creative freedom with the illustration process. For me, I'm the type of illustrator that needs maximum creative freedom. First of all, Emily, such a beautiful soul, so down to earth, lovely human to illustrate for, and she also gave me that creative freedom. So the illustration process usually goes into 4 stages. First sketch is a rough draft, which is true to scale, not true to size, just does the basic elements in the illustration, and then have feedback on that, and I do a second draft which is true to size and true to scale, and that pretty much finalizes all the details. And then from there I take on feedback and I will do the sketch on the watercolor paper. We pretty much have all the details down pat, and we're only really changing minor things on that sketch on the watercolor paper. Now, before I go in with watercolors, I will do a color mock-up digitally of some of the colors that she wants in the spread and some colors that I think would look good, and then we get to painting. And I have all the originals around me, so I thought I would show you guys some of my sketches versus the originals. So let's go into that. Good morning, guys. Today is shipping day, which is so exciting because I'm gonna be so excited to ship these off to you guys and for you guys to hold them in your hands. I just went to the post office and paid for all the shipping satchels so I can put the books inside, and I also picked up another parcel from Emily, and I think these are my sample books. I also bought 50 books and I've sold 25, so that's pretty exciting. That's pretty cool. 5 of them are local pickup, so I am going to put those away first, and then I'm going to go and order my shipping labels and print them out from Australia Post and package up your books.
I look for the things I don't know.
I get a lot of people asking me what is the difference between going through a publishing house or self-publishing your children's book, as I share the journey of writing and illustrating my own children's book. And personally, there are a lot of pros and cons to both. It's usually a lot more difficult to get a book deal with a publishing house because you need to first send in your script and for that to get approved, and they have a lot of say in the decision making of your children's book script, the process, the illustration, how and when it is sold. You also only get paid in royalties from the book when it is sold, so the profit margin is drastically smaller than if you would self-publish. Now, self-publishing means that you have all the control in your hands of your book, and it also means that you might have to pay a lot more to get it printed, depending if you have an audience or if you do any pre-orders. However, you do have an insanely bigger profit margin and all the control about how, when, and where your book is sold.
And I guess you always seem to know. Hello, Mona. I push back the serious feeling, the ends unknown. To get back.
So I've just packed the copies for local pickup, and now I have to go onto my computer and I need to buy the shipping labels for all these lovely books and ship them off. So let's go create those shipping labels. I also get questions about how to market and sell your children's book or your art in general, and I feel like there's two different ways. There's the public sphere and there's the online space. And in the public sphere, you have places like art shops, cafe fronts, farmers markets, and in order to sell your books there, it is all up to the front page and the art itself, whether it's eye-catching and whether it's beautiful and it's something that people want to buy. In the online space, however, you have to tell a story. You have to get people emotionally involved in what you're creating in order to want to buy it, because they're not seeing it in person. So you have to do more, and you have to make them want to invest in the product and yourself as the artist.
Be the cat in the sun.
Humans, yesterday I just missed the post office to send off my parcels, so we're gonna go down there this morning and send them all off. However, I do have another 2 orders that I need to pack that are gonna go and send off with this lot. So we're gonna go and pack those 2 orders this morning, and then we're gonna head off to the post office and send out our 30 parcels. So let's get into it, because I've got stuff to do today.